and welcome to this special broadcast on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Rabindranath Tagore used to say, life's aspirations come in the guise of children. Every child is precious. Their role in nation building is immense. But there are some whose achievements serve as an inspiration to several others. Today on the show, we are being joined by a group of children who've made exceptional achievements in various fields at a very tender age, for which they've been awarded the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar this year. The President presented the award to them at the Rashtrapati Bhavan earlier this week. The Prime Minister, in fact, also interacted with them and lauded them for their extraordinary success. And today, they are here with us to tell us about their astounding stories. I welcome all of you on Rajya Sabha TV, and I congratulate all of you on the achievements that you have made and for, of course, the Rashtriya Bal Puraskar that you've been presented by the President. Thank you for coming here and joining us on Rajya Sabha TV. Beginning first with the innovators who are sitting here in the front row. What is it that you have invented and where did you get this idea from?
My name is Parth Bansal. I am from Kanpur and I have invented a stick for Parkinson's patients. So in Parkinson's disease, the person cannot move because of lack of dopamine in the brain. It is responsible for the movement. So if we put any obstacle in front of the patient, then the mind will secrete dopamine and the person will be able to walk. So we cannot put any obstacle in front of the patient every time because he is already in old age, and if she or he steps on it, they might fall, which is very dangerous for their health. So I created a stick with a laser light which creates an illusion of an obstacle, because of which mind will secrete dopamine and the person will be able to walk.
So was it only because you saw your grandmother and the inspiration came from, or several others like her who inspired you to come up with this?
My grandmother has Parkinson's disease, so from seeing her not able to walk freely, she is not independent, so I thought of making this. It was the beginning of the idea.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Aparna Chandrasekharan. I am from Hosur, Tamil Nadu. I done few innovation. One of my innovation is watch this button with Pundan spray for bullies. Abuse on women and children is the big problem in the world. More than 70% of the children are unaware of the abuse imposed on them. So my watch is a self-defense tool to protect from bullies. I present this in India as well as in other countries. I was awarded Dr. APJ Ignat Award.
How old are you, Aparna?
11.
So, I mean, obviously women's safety, child safety is a concern that all of us face, but not at such a young age. Was there any kind of experience that you had? What was it that, compelled you to come up with this idea?
Yeah, my dad used to get cancer often, so there is many bullying.
Okay.
So
and who helped you with this project?
My sister.
Okay. What's your story? What have you invented, and how has your journey been?
Hello, I am Paritosh Dahiya from Sonipat, Haryana. I have innovated a child-safe web browser which is based on age estimation using fingerprints. So as we all know, early exposure to the sexually explicit content has a deep negative impact on the psychology of child. And with wide use of internet by kids also increases their risk of getting exposed to adult content. So what my project basically do is prevent young children from obscenity. So how does this work? I have made a machine learning model that predicts the human age using their fingerprints. So whenever they are browsing any adult website online, first of all the prompt will come like put your fingerprint, and at the runtime only the age will be estimated, and if the age is below 18, all the obscene content will be blocked.
Okay. Has this been put to use? I mean, how effective is it going to be?
It's currently it is 88% accurate, and I did some trials in my school and at personal level, but it has not been yet commercialized. I am working to add much more features like facial recognition to make it much more efficient.
Okay. You tell us about the intent and purpose of what you have innovated and how useful it is going to be for our society.
Hi, so I'm Sagnik Anupam from New Delhi, and my project was developing a machine learning model to predict floods in Odisha in the Brahmani Baitarini river basin. So what I've done is that I've created a methodology through which we can predict first when floods will happen, and we can alert people and provide aid and evacuate them early. And second, what we can also do is we can identify which areas are going to be most impacted by floods.
And where did you get the idea from?
I was inspired to work on this because of the devastation that floods cause. And secondly, my parents are also from Odisha, and growing up, I used to hear horror stories about the flooding that takes place on like nearly an annual basis, and the massive impact that it has on the population of Odisha. So that's why I decided to take Odisha as my as my state, and I wanted to work on that project for helping the people living there. So once I did that, I have also presented this project to the state development, the Odisha State Disaster Management Authority, and I've also published a paper on this, so that this can be put to use in future flood forecasting models. And the best part about my model is that it's very generalizable, so we can use it on any river system in India, because there are so many flood forecasting stations located in different rivers systems, and we can collect the data from those systems and we can put it in the same model and it'll work.
It's commendable the kind of work you are all doing at such a young age. You met the Prime Minister also today. The Prime Minister, in his speeches across the country, even internationally, keeps talking about how innovation is important for our country. He keeps, prodding the youngsters to innovate. You are, of course, living up to his expectations. You met the Prime Minister early this morning. What did he have to say about your inventions?
Hi, I am Shobhadi from Chennai. So our Honorable Prime Minister was very happy and glad to see us. And he expressed his joy by saying us like, you should not be over stubborn with your achievements. You should be like cool, and also you should be like an inspiration to others, to motivate others to come up in life with some innovative ideas. And he also said us like, be calm and patient, and have a happy journey.
Okay, Richard. I mean, obviously, what the Prime Minister said is inspiring for everybody. You are an inspiration for crores of youngsters who are watching you. Does it encourage you to do something more apart from what you have done, which has fetched you the prestigious prize?
Well, yeah. He even tweeted about us on Twitter. So I'm glad to know that he appreciates our work, and then. Yeah, it really inspires when we get recognition and when we get support from others. So it boosts up our spirit and it helps us to move forward in our endeavors.
What are your future plans, Richard?
I'd like to take up research as my main thing. And
in what area? I mean, do you want to continue with your invention, take it up to the next level?
Yes, there are certain improvements and improvisations that are needed in my research, and I'm working on it still. Yes, I'm open to fields still now. So,
okay, as we've been talking about your success stories, you're an inspiration for everybody else. But who is it that inspires you? Who do you look up to?
My parents, my mom and dad. They inspired me a lot, and they always supported me and encouraged me to do all these things, taking me to different fairs, different places. I had to go to different places like Delhi, coming to Delhi, then Pune, working there in their lab. So they inspired me.
What do your parents do?
My dad is a businessman and my mom is a homemaker.
Okay, so when you want to do something extra, do they never tell you that, take it easy, don't take too much pressure, because you're all young students in school. So do they not tell you to enjoy life, not take stress about so many things, about your inventions and everything?
Yeah, but this is not a stress. This is kind of enjoyment.
This is something that you enjoy?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have to add?
So I'm Harsh Agrawal.
And I'm Anmol Rathi.
And we are the joint awardee for Bal Shakti Puraskar 2020. I'd like to say that this project couldn't have been possible with the constant support of our parents and our school principal and our project mentor, Sushil Kumar Pandey, who's also our chemistry teacher. And of course, my elder brother, who's also 2017 Bal Shakti Puraskar awardee.
Oh, great.
So they have all been like a guiding force So all the problems that have came along the journey were not, they didn't seem that hard because we got a constant backing from all these great people. So yeah, it wasn't that difficult when you have such important, powerful figures and pillars around you.
Tell us something about your project, what you've been working on, and how do you intend to take it forward?
So our project is on detecting pancreatic cancer. So as an introduction, pancreatic cancer is one of the most lethal cancer in the world, with the least survival rate of just 7%. And this cancer is asymptomatic, it doesn't show symptoms. So the detection it's very hard. So we have proposed a novel non-invasive strip-based test that detect pancreatic cancer in early stages through saliva, and with an accuracy of more than 80%. And as a novelty, this test is around 90 times cheaper than normal imaging scans, which are used for detecting cancer, and 20 times cheaper than the blood test. And currently, we are working with IIT Guwahati on this project to commercializing it, looking forward.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
At your age, how do you even think of such difficult situations and then come up with wonderful solutions to it?
Around 1.5 years ago, one of our uncles died due to pancreatic cancer, and at that time, no one have heard about this cancer because the incidence rate in India of this cancer is very low. It's around 1 lakh raised to 10.
Yes.
So that pushed us to work forward on this cancer.
Okay. So, a big hand of applause for the innovators here. What you're doing is commendable, and we hope to see you, doing something else for our country, serving our country in a much, much bigger way. Now, from the innovators, let me move to our sports personalities, young, budding sports people that we have in the studio today. So, who wants to begin first? The sports person, the youngest of the lot? Who's the youngest of the lot? Okay, I see somebody here. The young mountaineer that we have? How old are you?
9 years.
Wow. Where did you gather the courage from, the support from everybody? Didn't your parents tell you you're too young to do it?
No, ma'am.
They didn't? Wow. So tell us your story. How did you begin with, and how has the journey been?
My sister was selected for Everest Base Camp, and I went to the training and I was doing well. They told, do you also want to come with us to Everest Base Camp? And my mother told, okay. After the training, we went to the trek. It was too hard, but we never used to give up, and we went to the top. After coming, I asked my mother that where will the snow be? She told Mount Kosciuszko, and we went Mount Kilimanjaro. We went to Mount Kilimanjaro. At the middle of the trek, she told that this is not fake snow. This is fake snow.
That's why your friends are calling you Kilimanjaro? Yeah. Okay.
And that is the name given by Mrs. Smriti Irani to him.
Lovely.
Then again I asked after the trek, where will the snow be? My mother told Mount Elbrus. When we went there, heavy winds. I fell down, and our coach told we cannot go. It's risky, and we came down. For Mount Kosciuszko, we went till the top. It was a big desert, too hot.
So, again, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to other mountains also?
To complete 7 summits and become an Air Force pilot.
Wonderful. Big hand for someone new, please. Now coming to the girls in the sports category. Yes. What's your story? Which sport are you associated with?
My name is Pearl Milan Kalvalkar, and I'm from Goa. I'm a sailor and a windsurfer. I've got this award in the category of sports for these two sports. So I started off with windsurfing. Once I started off with windsurfing, I came to know that I love the sea a lot.
And you aren't scared?
The sea feels like home. It just feels as if I belong there.
And for how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Okay.
I love it. Those two sports are my favorite sports.
Wonderful. The youngsters first, and then I come to the senior ones.
Sairam, I'm Akula Sai Samta from Andhra Pradesh. I study in Sri Satya Vidivihar, 10th class. Well, my skating is a very good, like physically and mentally, where it is actually has flexibility and mental stamina, where even when you have failure or when you even face defeat, you can actually focus and like go for new goals and like new missions, even for example, if you have actually got less marks in your studies, it's like, okay, come on, we can study hard for the next level.
Okay, so you said you were in class 10. You'll be writing your board exams?
Yes.
I mean, how do you manage it with your studies? Don't your parents keep telling you that, you know, you have your board exams and you need to study first? Does it happen?
Of course, there is pressure, but my school took off the scare, and it's like my school takes special classes for me, where like afternoon classes where I have like 3 to 6, and they take special care of me, where all the missed class will be covered over there, and I can cope up with the other students.
Okay, okay. Sanchita, who's your inspiration? Because you've been doing extremely well in the sport that you've been involved with so many years. But was it somebody that you were looking up to? You wanted to be like somebody when you took up this sport?
So initially I was not aware about the sport, and I used to do classical dance.
Oh.
So I'm a classical dancer, and I was there in India's Dancing Superstar too.
From art and culture you moved to sports. So how did the transition happen?
I'm in Amity International School, and they got to introduce a new sport in the school. And just to give it a try, I just thought of taking archery. And when I got to know about the sport, like it's about bows and arrows, I was quite excited to try, because I idolize Jhansi Ki Rani. So she's my idol. The bold attitude, the way she carries herself. So I thought of trying this daring sport, and soon I started receiving quite a lot of medals and all. So when you get medals, you get achievements. This keeps you motivating. So
it's not a very popular sport. Was it difficult to convince parents?
No, I need to say that my parents are very cool types of parents. So they were always with me. Either I wanted to dance or for sports. Mm-hmm. So they were like, you just do whatever you want to do. So I just enjoyed it.
Who is your inspiration?
I don't have any role models or idols.
So how did you get into this sport? Tell us about yourself.
So I got it. It's a long story because of my passion for speed and cars. And if you get them together, it's racing. So I was inspired by Sahara Force India, as it was an Indian Formula One team, and that's how it all started. When I started, we got in touch with JK Tyre, as they provide a platform for racing in India, as racing is still a developing sport in India compared to cricket or any other sport.
That's precisely why I asked you, that it must have been extremely difficult to, deal with it, considering it's not a very, very popular sport.
Yeah, so by me receiving this award, I feel like not just me, but also another athletes received an Arjuna award. So motorsports gaining a lot of popularity in India, and with our sports becoming just as big. And I would like to thank JK Tyre for that, for providing the platform, and a lot of people to thank for the federation, that is FMSCI. So yeah, I think motorsport is the next big thing.
Wonderful. Any other sports persons that we have here? Yes. Okay.
Hello, my name is Rushil Khosla, and I'm an international level tennis player. And in 2019, at the age of 12, I just had a goal to go to the Asian level and compete with the Asian players, because I was very keen to play with the Chinese and Japanese players. And my coach challenged me that just go there, and if you beat the Japanese guy, I'll travel with you, I'll be with you, I'll train you every day. I'd say it's your wish. Just you have to beat that guy. So I was very keen to play with them, and in my first ever Asian tournament, I just went there, and I had 4 back-to-back titles, and 1 out of 8, I won 6 Asian championships, and now I'm here with 7,300 points, and I'm Asian #1. So
wonderful. A big round of applause to you as well.
Thank you.
So that's how you reach your goal. You set a target, and that's how you reach
because I love goals. So I just
so what's your next goal?
Just challenge me every day. I'll show you the results.
What's your next goal going to be?
My next goal is to want to qualify for the main Wimbledon event. So I'm working hard for that.
Okay, wishing you the very best.
Thank you.
Okay, coming here. What's your name? Tell us about which sport are you involved with?
I'm Sudeepti Hajela and I'm a horse rider.
Wonderful.
And basically, I just want to tell that horse riding is not only about racing because that's basically jockey. What my sport is horse riding. So we are basically professional riders, and it involves 3 disciplines, which is eventing, show jumping, and dressage. I'm a professional dressager, totally into dressage, and the pure form of it is it's a very classical form of riding a horse. It's a rider and a horse combination. You have to go into the arena, which is like 20 by 60, and you have to perform a pre-described things which the judges give you. The 3 to 5 judges who judge you according to what you do in the arena. This specific discipline is one of the most difficult because it's all about the harmony what you have with the horse, and we actually get marked on the hoof steps and everything. How flashy the horse is, how good a mover he is. That's what all it's about.
How did you get into it? I mean, were you inspired by somebody? Did you look up to somebody, or did you watch a lot of horse riding pictures?
My dad was into NCC, my sister was into NCC. Okay. That's how I got to introduce by it. It all started as a hobby because I had zero knowledge about it. But as I got into it and I started looking up what it is, what actually as a sport it is, it really interests me because it's really different and it's not very popular. Barely anyone knows about it. Because what everyone knows about horse riding is just jockeys who are racing. But this is it's entirely different than what I actually do. It's not anything close to even racing.
Definitely. Very unique and especially, something unheard of, especially when it comes to girls. How difficult was it to sustain yourself? I mean, how long have you been associated with it?
It's been 8 to 9 years now I've been doing it professionally. I started at a very young age. But it's been 8 years I've been doing it.
Does it require a lot of effort?
It looks damn easy, but when the riders are actually sitting on the horse, when they're actually sweating every part of them, they know that how difficult it is. I can't put it into words and tell you what I feel, but it's very difficult when you're on the horse, but it's the best feeling.
Now that you've described it, we know how difficult it's going to be. Okay, any other sports personality that we're missing here? Okay. How long have you been boxing, Neha?
For 5 years.
Wonderful. And who's your inspiration?
My father.
Your father is teaching you?
Yeah.
And you come from Haryana, right?
Yeah.
Haryana is giving us a lot of sports personalities.
My interest was there from the childhood. I started with martial arts. Then there was no scope for martial arts. Then I joined boxing. My father took me to boxing. There I saw many senior players like Sonia Lathardi, Pinky Di, Pavitra Di. They came, they used to do well. I used to see them. Then I thought I should also do that. Then I had started.
And do you warn boys when they mess up with you? Do you say that, I am a martial art expert and I can also...
They all know. They don't mess up with me.
Wonderful. Okay, so from the sports personalities, let's now go to, because this is where the physical strength aspect comes into picture. We've spoken to innovators who, work in really hard to come up with their inventions. But now we come to the criteria wherein we have a few awardees here, which requires courage from within. We have some of the young students here who've been awarded with the Bravery Award this year, the Bal Puraskar for Bravery. We have a 9-year-old, Master Lalkansun from Manipur, and he was at such a young age, he saved lives of 3 girls from drowning in a large pond there. So little one will share his story with us as to how it happened. Aap bataiye, I mean, were you scared? How did the incident take place? Where did you muster courage to, jump into the water and save 3 girls who were actually elder to you?
Not afraid.
You're not afraid?
Yes.
And why are you feeling shy now? You are the most courageous among the lot, and I believe the youngest here as well.
I'll explain, okay? They went jungle, and when they come back, he was very dirty. So his mommy said to him that, go and take a shower first. So when he went for showering or taking bath, so, he went for taking bath, but that is the way like a lake. Okay, big lake, big river, we'll say it. Then he want to go and shower, but first he'll saw they're in the lake, they're screaming. Then what he said, what is going on? and he first jumped inside, and there is 3 person. So he think himself that if I'm going to save by one, then there is no time. So first he pushed 2 person first. Put 2 person first. He pushed first in outside. Then the second, she was 16 years and little bit healthy also. And he said, and I'm very scared. How to do, I don't know, but I need to save that person. Otherwise, his mommy always teaches first, save other people, don't look yourself. So that is why he said, and I need to do that one. Otherwise, I'm going to gali milenge, mommy say, So he went there and he saved all that 3 person.
Okay, so for your courage, huge round of applause, Balkinson. May you grow up into a wonderful human being. You already are inspiring millions of viewers who are watching us. So Pema also has a similar story. Pema, I mean, what I asked him, I take the same question to you. In such situations, I mean, you're also a child. In the end, what everybody fears for is their life. So when such mishaps occur, you usually run away. That's what is expected, at least of children. Where did you get that courage from? That you went to the incident site and instead of running away, you actually pulled out 2 of your hostel wardens and your hostel colleagues?
11 जुलाई 2019 में रात को हम लोग पूरा सो गया था तो बारिश गिरा था, लैंडस्लाइड आ गया, बहुत जोर से आवाज़ सुनाई दिया और मेरा नींद खुल गया। मैं उठ के देखा तो रूम पूरा पानी और मिट्टी से भर गया था और बच्चा पूरा डर के इधर उधर भाग रहा था। एक साइड में जमा गया, 2 बच्चा जो पाँव मिट्टी में फंस गया था उसको निकाला और एक बच्चा जो आधा डूब गया था उसको निकलने नहीं सका। सर को आवाज़ दिया, सर आया। हर बच्चा जो घुलने नहीं सक रहा था, खिड़की भी घुलने नहीं सकता था, जैसे करके खिड़की को तोड़ दिया और खिड़की में रोड लगाया था और निकलने का रास्ता नहीं था। जहाँ से लैंडस्लाइड आया वहाँ से निकल गया।
Ishan, because you are also, one of those who've received the Bravery Award. You've been lauded by the President, the Prime Minister. The entire country is extremely proud of your, what you've done. Normally, when we go out, visit another country, we are ambassadors of our country. But by staying here, you proved to be the greatest ambassador. You saved one of the foreign tourists' life. So if you could tell us about how the incident took place, what was going on in your mind at that particular moment. I mean, where did you get that courage from? Were you not scared at all?
Yeah, of course. Hello, I'm Ishan Sharma. I'm from Haryana and I'm 14 years old. So basically the incident took place on 24th of July 2019. I was returning from school and on my way I saw this lady standing near. And as I approached nearer, there were 2 men who sat on a motorbike and ran in the opposite direction. So,
I mean, how did you sense that, the tourist is in danger, that she is in some kind of trouble?
The way she shouted and was really tensed, I figured it out that she's in a trouble. So I chased them down for about a distance of 800 meters to 1 kilometer, but was unable to catch them. So I returned back to the lady. I tried to communicate with her, but to my observation, she was unable to speak English. So the only language she knew was Russian. So there was no way to communicate with her, and instinctively at that moment what I thought was the best, I carried her luggage and took her to my home. I was alone, there wasn't anyone. So I found a phone in my home and I opened a Google Translate app on that. So whatever she would say, I would translate that into English and gradually the case started becoming more clearer.
Okay, so big round of applause for Ishan and his presence of mind. You actually, kind of portrayed a very, very good picture of India in front of the tourist. I'm sure she would carry wonderful memories of you and of our country. You've done your family, the country extremely proud. If I could know a little more about your personal stories, I mean, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do, like generally in your leisure time?
Like basically, I'm very much into sports. I'm a state level cricket player. Along with that, I'm a national level baseball and softball player. So,
okay, so we have another sports personality sitting there.
Yeah, not at that level, but I just play it for my interest, not as opting it as a profession, but I have interest in all these things. Like.
Lovely. Wonderful to have you here, Ishan.
Thank you.
I come back to some maths geniuses here. Lots of them made, remarkable achievements in their respective fields, received, in fact, I would say collected several awards. So let me begin with Yash. Okay. So Yash, tell us something about yourself, because I've been reading, you've achieved quite a lot. How do you manage it between your naughtiness? Because I've been speaking to you sometime, and I realize that you're extremely naughty. How do you manage it with all your naughtiness? Obviously, it's good, but what your your achievements and everything. How do you find time for it?
The fact that I'm naughty, it's totally takes up the burden of all the maths and things. Like those who are like, oh, I'm gonna sit all night and study, they don't ever achieve anything. I can tell you that. I'm telling you that. So if you take in a life process, so that need to be balanced between everything extracurricular and study. So if I'm good at study, I should be good at naughtiness, I guess.
Are you the topper also, Yash, in school?
I would not say topper. I would never say I use the topper. I use it in personal occasions, but I never use the word topper because I know there are many persons who are better than me. Thus, they are too shy or too not express themselves in their exams. Example, I can say that there is a lot of guy who's better than me, but in the exam, when they give the exam, they just freak out. And that's a exam का माहौल बहुत अलग होता है. So you need to consider on that paper and consider on the thing that you are doing. So if you can do that, you can be me.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you've represented India at NASA as well, Yash, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So how has been the experience there? And do you in future intend to join ISRO maybe?
I want to become a quantum physics a researcher. Okay. So this is the base of all sciences in all the things. So it's the base of all science. So I want to research on that. I want to graduate from a foreign university and then come back to India and continue research. So
do you not want to represent India in space as well?
Yeah, if you get an interest in quantum, I want to explore various job opportunities. I will tell that honestly. I just want to don't sit on one job and do that. I want to explore various job opportunities. So I would like to jump from one job to another and test the all I would like to test.
Okay, so when you are not in your genius mode, what do you love to do?
I love to play badminton and I love to be naughty and anything I can do. From random shit and I can do anything.
Okay, brilliant. Coming to Omkar now. So, I believe the two naughty boys here sitting together. Omkar, so you have written a physics book which is called When the Time Stops?
Yeah.
Really, wonderful. So, okay, let me ask you, if time stops, what? No, let me ask him because he's written a wonderful book which it's a physics, theoretical physics book titled When the Time Stops. So, what I'm going to ask Omkar is, suppose time stops. In the next 40 seconds, you tell me what you're going to do. No, think about it. Think about it. I'll come to you.
I have 40 seconds.
You have 40 seconds to exactly tell me if time stops, what will you do?
I would die.
What's the intent? Why does your book's title say When Time Stops? Tell us more about it.
Yeah. My book title is When the Time Stops because this book is totally based on what would happen if the time stops, like your question. So,
I think the most difficult bit for you must have been the concentration when you were writing that. Because when I asked you a question, even for 10 seconds you were not quiet, you're fidgeting and you're extremely naughty, everybody can see here. Where did you get that concentration to write the book from?
God se pucho.
Doraemon.
Not Doraemon, yeah.
So you were inspired by Doraemon?
Yeah.
Yes. So for how many hours? Okay, for how many hours does he watch Doraemon?
10 hours. No, not 10 hours.
This guy watches Doraemon every day.
Okay, so tell me on a serious note, are you really inspired by Doraemon?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, chill. So despite watching Doraemon, because all parents would think बहुत cartoon देखता है, every time he's addicted to the TV, कुछ नहीं करेगा. Yet you're sitting here among these Rashtriya Bal Puraskar awardees. How did that happen?
ये तो national TV पे बेचती है.
And the best thing is not just the awardee. I think he's also the world's youngest theoretical author. Yeah. Omkar, it's difficult to believe you have to convince people that how you got the concentration from.
I think somebody else wrote that.
No. We can't give it away. We we can't give the credit away to somebody else. Okay, Omkar. Okay, let's hear it from Omkar. One serious answer. Tell us about your book, how you got the inspiration from, except Doraemon. Yeah. Okay, so then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I need the answer from you. In the meanwhile, you tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I am Venkat Subramaniam from Puducherry. I am getting this award for the category Scholastic. Before that, I want to tell about me. I got 2 times national level abacus competition, 2 times gold medal and 1 time silver medal. Before that, I have faced many problems like he can't do because I'm a physically challenged person. He can't hold the kid like that. In Pondicherry, many centers have been what I can say. They didn't accepted me as a student. Only one center accepted me. I completed all the 10 levels and got a conversation.
So you took it as a challenge. And converted into, a success for yourself. Big round of applause for you. And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors as well. So now, Harshita, tell us about yourself, because I missed you out in the innovation category initially. So let me take you along with the scholastic people. Tell us about your innovation. What have you been working on? And what's the future scope?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I am Harshita Arora and I'm from Saharanpur, Uttar Pradesh. And one of my so I'm an iOS app developer among other sort of things that I've built. And one of the apps that I built, Crypto Price Tracker, a portfolio management and price tracking application for cryptocurrencies, was sort of very popular on the App Store and was featured on the App Store by Apple and acquired by a company in the United States. And other projects that I've built include Food AI, which can classify photos, food in a photo, for which I use machine learning.
Okay. And how, who did you look up to for your inspiration? Any of the leaders that you think that, inspire you personally?
Yeah, I have like a couple of people I look up to and have been for the past few years. One of them is sort of very popular, like Elon Musk, as someone who, sort of is a force of nature and has done incredible work in a range of fields. I think another lesser known person that I really admire is Patrick Collison, who's the CEO of Stripe. I'm sort of friends with him, so also like get a lot of inspiration from him in interactions. Like he was the one who encouraged me to do sort of work outside apps, so like sort of inspired what I'm doing right now and sort of encouraged me to move to San Francisco, where I'm currently living. And I think he's one of the most thoughtful CEOs we've ever had, and like he's a huge nerd as well, like reads a lot and sort of spends time pondering about questions like is humanity making or sort of like topics like progress studies, like was humanity making more progress back then, and how has the rate of progress in science been going, and so like I really like how he thinks about these macroeconomic topics to sort of see how we are doing, and has always inspired me when I choose what problems to work on.
Great. And how has your experience been here for the last 3-4 days you've been around in Delhi? How was it meeting the Prime Minister?
It's been interesting. It's been the first time I've not been working for so long, for one. I'm very used to just like waking up, working, sleeping sort of schedule. So it's like interesting to not do much work and just go around, sort of talk and meet people, do things like this and so forth. So I think it's definitely been like a fun experience, like getting to know other people, new, especially people in the innovators category, like very fun interactions, learning about their new projects. I think that I don't get to interact with that many young people often because I don't go to school. I've been homeschooled. So it's like definitely good to like get back in touch with teenagers, I guess.
Great. Pleasure having you on the show, Harshita. Big round of applause to Harshita too. So who wants to go next? Parikul, do you want to share your experience with us? So she's the only one who's joined us from the social service category. There have been 4 awardees this year. So Parikul, I was reading about you and I was actually amazed. I've never been to Kedarnath, but of stories that I've heard from people who go to the place, talk about the difficult terrain, the hostile weather, I mean, even the adults, the well-trained people also are not able to, adapt to the kind of climate. How do you manage to spend so many days at a stretch there, not just living, not just enjoying the scenic beauty, but actually helping out people?
Yeah, it's actually different when you just go to a place, a hilly area, and stay there and look at the beauty there, and it's different you go there and work. So for this, I've been trained by ITBP, Air Force, NDRF, and more forces. So that's why I...
So how did it happen? I mean, tell us, how did you get into this act of social service, and that too in Kedarnath?
Actually, my parents have been providing high altitude medical services since 2009. So I usually saw them, what all work they're doing there. And as a kid, I loved to help people, and I loved adventurous work. So I joined them, and since last 3 years, I've been doing this work.
Wonderful, because we know, I mean, I know of a lot of people who would actually go to the hilly areas to, enjoy their summer vacations. But somebody who's actually going out, carrying out social service in the hilly areas is actually commendable. So hats off to you, Parikul.
Thank you.
May you continue to do your good work. Now coming to the art and culture category, let's begin with Ria.
Okay.
Ria, so I've seen, a lot of your paintings that you have done. I wish you could have carried one of your paintings here. But tell us about your best painting. I believe you gifted it to the Prime Minister today.
Yes.
Your response, tell us more about how you got into painting. How did you get the encouragement to do that?
I have won many national level and international prizes in painting competition, and my parents and my teachers are my inspiration. They guide me. They take me to different competitions.
So did you learn painting, or was it a gift that you
in the starting I learned, then I started my own, doing it by own. In the starting for 1 year I learned, then I started doing it by my own.
Okay. And I mean, where did you get this thought, of gifting a painting to the Prime Minister?
In July 2019, I have come in Delhi to get the award from Dr. Harshvardhan at Vigyan Bhavan. So when I passed from PM House, I was like that, can I meet Prime Minister, and can I go inside the PM House and can meet the Prime Minister and can gift him something like a painting. So when I know about this award that I will be meeting Prime Minister, so I made painting in just 4 to 5 hours and brought it in Delhi. And I gifted it to PM Narendra Modi today only. And I asked him that whenever he remember or missed her mother, what he does. So in the speech, when he was talking to us, he told us that the face, whenever he is tired, he thinks about his mother and he gets the positive energy. So that's why his face glows every time. And because of his mother, he got a lot of positive energy.
So were you able to gift him in person? And what was his reaction?
He said that, he asked me that you are a painter, and he said it is very nice. And he gave me the answer of that question.
Lovely. So finally your dream came true. You actually got to meet the Prime Minister, not just meet him, actually present him with a gift. So wonderful, Ria.
Thank you.
Okay, and Sharanya, how was it meeting the Prime Minister? You're a singer. Did he ask you to sing?
No.
No? Not that kind of personal interaction. So, I mean, tell us, do you belong to a musician's family where, by birth or, from a very young age, you got into this habit, or were you inspired by somebody?
No, me as a person, I like trying new things. So one day I was looking at this reality show, it's the Indian Idol show, and then I'm like, this seems cool. And then my mom is like, one day she was asking if there are like music classes. So I was interested, as I told you earlier, that I loved to do new things. So I joined and I really liked it. So I started my music journey from there.
Okay, so and how has it been? I mean, are you enjoying it still?
Yeah, I've been learning Carnatic music since past 3 years.
But doesn't it require a lot of training, a lot of effort? I mean, I believe the musicians actually practice for very long hours.
Yeah, it does take a lot of time, but you can adjust.
Okay, and I mean, it's not difficult managing between your studies and your passion?
No, I have after classes, like once I come back from school, then there's like a 2-3 hours gap, and then I go to my music class.
Of course, and it's been extremely rewarding as well. That's why
Yeah.
you're here. So, anybody apart from the magician left here? Yeah.
So I'm Gauri Mishra from Uttar Pradesh and I play the piano. On piano I play 4 genres, which
So you're
is...
the youngest pianist in the world?
Yes,
Okay.
I have made the record as the youngest pianist at the age of 9 and I've been certified by India Book of Records and many other world record organizations too. And I'm also under the top 100 record holders in the world. And I play 4 genres on piano, which is Indian classical music, Bollywood, Western, and fusion. So playing Indian classical music is actually rare and unique because we hardly have people who play Indian classical music on piano. So because it was always my dream to stay connected to our Indian roots, and especially we've always believed that these swaras have been indulged from nature. So in order to stay connected to the nature and our Indian roots, although I had chosen a Western instrument, I tried out Indian classical music on piano. So in 2017, I received a beautiful appreciation letter from our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. And I've also been awarded with the Delhi Pratibha Puraskar by Shri Vijay Goyal ji, who's a member of parliament.
That's wonderful, Gauri, because obviously, I mean, as Sharanya said, it's extremely, it requires rigorous training, but at such a young age, you've achieved so much. So, piano obviously is another instrument which is rarely used. I mean, we don't see a lot of youngsters playing it here in India. You're so young. How did you get that inspiration from? Was there somebody in your family who was actually playing the piano?
No, ma'am, there's nobody in my family who's even into music.
So, how come for so many years you got associated with the instrument?
Yeah, so in my family, everybody loves music. They all like to sit together and talk about music or listen to music. I believe that music was already in the aura of my whole family, but I started learning at the age of 4 and it was just a hobby. I saw Mr. A.R. Rahman performing at TV, on TV. So I was very much I enjoyed with the keys. So I told my parents that I want to learn this, and it started as a hobby, but gradually the interest, it increased and it soon became my passion.
Wonderful. Okay. Coming to our little magician here, I want you on the floor because there's nothing to talk about. We actually want you to see you perform here. So we have very little time, but whatever's the best trick that you can perform for us.
Okay.
Yes. How old are you first?
I'm 11 years old.
And for how long have you been performing magic tricks?
Like 2.5 years.
Great. Did you learn it somewhere?
No, I learned it on my own, seeing videos on internet.
Wow, fascinating. Yeah. Show us your trick.
Okay. So I have a marker for you. Okay. Okay, so see this, all the cards are different and they are shuffled.
Yes.
Yeah, all the cards are different. Okay, so we are going to take this card, the 10 of hearts. Yeah, this card, I just want you to sign on it. Nice and big sign.
With the marker?
Yeah.
What should I write?
Anything you want to write, just make it completely unique.
Is it okay?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so she did something on it, on the card, and now I'm going to take it. I need a favor. I need your hands.
Both hands?
Yeah.
So let me put it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want you to lock this card. Okay. Yeah. Keep it locked.
Okay.
Till that time, I'll...
Sounds actually very interesting.
Yeah. Even I'll take a card. Yeah. This card. The 5 of spades. This is my card. Okay. I'm going to take my card, and if I just wave it on it, if I just rub it.
Wow! How did you do it? Okay, show it to the camera. That's brilliant. And I have the other card. How did you do it? Any other trick? Okay, but hats off to you at such a young age. You know, I mean, all of us must be wondering here that, you know, how come he's made this possible. So, I mean, don't tell me you didn't undergo any kind of training. Obviously, you would have learnt it from somewhere.
Recently, I have attended the World's Top Magicians Convention in UK, and I represented India, and I was the youngest magician.
Wonderful.
So I bought some DVDs from there, and I.
So you've been watching those DVDs and learning?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Can we have a big round of applause for him? Great having you on the show. And of course, well deserved. I mean, the Rashtriya Bal Puraskar for this young magician. I'm still wondering how it happened. We've heard, you know, experiences, stories, obviously success stories of all of these youngsters here who've been rightfully awarded a Rashtriya Bal Puraskar. So before we wrap up, let me take one concluding remark from at least some of them who are the youngest of the lot, but obviously their achievements have made them really, really big. So can we start with you, Samanya? What you have done is not an ordinary feat. It's something extraordinary that you have done. You've explained it so beautifully, so simply. I mean, we know it's an extremely arduous task. What message do you have for the others who are watching you on TV?
Mom, that they should never give up and they should be trying.
Okay, great. Yes, you are into speed and a lot of passion. Obviously, all boys, most boys are, you know, fascinated by it. But at the same time, it's important to, you know, be aware that, you know, speed thrills but kills. What's your message for the youngsters?
I would like to say that the action for road safety that's been going around now, and which is a big thing everywhere. So I say that the racetracks and the race cars are much safer than the roads right now, because the safety standards in the race cars are quite high right now. And I feel that there should be more awareness for safety on the roads, because we're losing a lot of lives on the roads for just ignorance. And I think people should volunteer to, you know, make this movement of action for road safety.
Definitely. Paritosh, want to say something?
Like, I want to say, like, all the teenagers and all the kids out there should pursue their dreams, because I always quote Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, like, dreams are not what we see when we are asleep. Dreams are those thoughts like that don't let you sleep.
Definitely. Richard, I believe you're also taking your board exams this year? Yeah. So, I mean, how do you deal with a lot of stress, expectations? You are among the national awardees here. So when you write your board exams, your parents will be having unset expectations. Your friends will believe that, you know, you're going to top because you're an innovator, a national innovator to say. How will you cope up with that stress? What will you do to go back and de-stress yourself?
Means I don't actually feel stressed.
Okay, you don't. Several others do. So give them a message that, you know, they don't have to take a lot of stress about exams.
Yeah, means you do what you gotta do and you do what you can do. And rest everything depends on how things turn out.
Yash, what's your concluding remark? What's your message going to be? Because you look, among this lot, you look to me, you appear to be the most chilled out guy, yet with so many achievements. How do you manage to balance it so perfectly?
So I'm in class 9th. Still I have a message for all those who are in board and all the exams. Exam ek tihar ki tarah manao. Like, this is a dialogue of Mr. Narendra Modi. So I want to tell that every farmer who cut their crops celebrate in a jolly mood. Yeah, we are cutting the crops, and they celebrate for festivals like Lohri, Pongal, everything like that. And what we are also doing the same thing, but in an exam paper. So we have all the hard work that we've done through the time being, we are all just going on the one paper. And if we have done the hard work, so why should we be all feared of that? And if we are not feared, I am sure that we will give our best. And that best, I think all parents and everything will be satisfied.
Definitely. Big hand for Yash. Okay, in the top row, I'll come back to you. In the top row, let's go back to the young girls there. Yes. Neha, let's start with you.
Once again, hi. As I'm a boxer, so I just want to say you should try boxing for your self-defense, and every child should try for boxing, as it is good for our self-defense also, and
makes
for
you strong.
physical. It makes us strong.
I'll just say to all the girls and the guys, everyone, that never settle on your dreams. Always set a higher standard for it. Don't settle on your dreams. Don't live on anyone else's benchmark. And wherever you go, just leave a dent, leave a big mark, and be one of a kind. The opportunities are going to come and knock on your door. Don't just let them go away. Don't just say goodbye to them. Recognize them, make the most of them. Just squeeze every drop of it and make the most of it. It's one life, just live like 100%.
Definitely. Darsh?
Dream big, work hard on it, and then see it magically happen.
Very good. Okay. So one last comment I'll take from here.
Don't be scared to be the best. Start small and reach your goals.
That's great. Anybody who wants to, lower the bar for ordinary kids,
If you see this set of people, we're not extraordinary. We're just normal people who have an extraordinary thought of doing something good. We don't have any innate skills. We weren't born with any superpowers. We just thought of doing something big. It's just a thought. And as Mark Zuckerberg said, that purpose is what gives you true happiness. It's what drives you forward. So purpose could be anything. It connects you to the bigger goal. So just find something that you like, and it's not a pressure for you to make an impact or win something big. It's just having a purpose in life. That's the most important thing. The small things wouldn't even matter to you once you have a bigger purpose.
That's right.
My advice is just be the way you are, and that's how you become unique.
Okay, wonderful. So on that very positive note, let me wrap up today's program. It's been a great 1 hour interacting with these brilliant bunch of children who've been awarded the Rashtriya Bal Puraskar, extremely talented. So wishing all of you all the very best for your future endeavors as well. Thank you for joining us on the show today. So that's it from us on this program this week. In case you missed the television broadcast, let me remind you that you can also watch it online on YouTube and Twitter. And you can also share your feedback and suggestions about our program. Thank you for your time.
We are